topic of this video clip: ADA compliant disability accessibility. It's very important to understand that the future, it's already happening. There have been many lawsuits against companies, all different sizes, that their websites were not ADA compliant, Americans with Disabilities Act. And websites must be disability accessible. So for the past couple of weeks I've been doing research and I've learned a lot, and I'm going to share with you why I took the time to do this. I created a web page about it right here, you'll see. I'm going to give you a couple of examples and show you what I already did and what I continue to plan to do to make my websites ADA compliant. I started at Wikipedia, did a lot of research, a lot of reading. Then I started doing search, and I came across many websites. I closed half the tabs up already, but here are just a few. We'll start off with this. WCAG. Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. That's what that means. Perceivable, operable, understandable, robust. And there are 3 different levels of, I gotta look at it because I'm still learning, I'm sorry, of WCAG, Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. And I'm going for level AA, and I'll tell you in a moment why. I went through this list and I'm on my way to having everything on my WordPress website. I want people with disabilities to be able to browse the content of my website when they are using, I did a lot of research, hold on. When they are using screen readers, okay, I got it right here. When they are using assistive devices like joysticks, alt keyboards, and screen readers. And I can show you that. I'll go to my home page first. I changed the font size so screen readers can read it properly, scan it properly. I changed the color of, as you can see, the links in the sidebar. And I use a freebie theme, just so you know. Because blue, to people with vision disabilities, that's very hard for them to, they can't look at colors the way we do, like people with 20/20 vision. So I transformed my website to be ADA compliant. I want people with disabilities to be able to browse through my website. I'll continue with that in a moment, but let me show you down here. I'm going to fix every image, everything. I'll show you in a moment. But even down here, I did the same thing. These were blue. I said, well, people with a disability, I want to make it easier for them to browse around. So I learned that. Very interesting. And if you go down here, I don't want to forget, and this is true, I've been going to meetups, and I learned about this a couple of years ago, and I'm finally taking action because I know enough to set up my website to be ADA compliant. There have been many huge corporations, banks and huge department stores, major chain restaurants that have been sued. And well, I'm just going to speak about Target in this example because I remember that. And the main reason why they lost the lawsuit was because their images did not have any alternative texts, alternative descriptions, captions. Well, I'm going through my website now, both my websites, and I will make sure every image that I upload has a caption, has an alternative tag, has a meta tag description, in addition to making the links more easy for a person with visual disability to go, wow, those are links. I get it. You can see the difference. Because when the screen reader is going over everything, it's got to tell them what's going on. Why? What is that? You know, you need to know. It's a law. Let me go down some more. I just did a lot of researching how to make a WordPress website keyboard accessible. Now, I can use a plugin. They have tons of plugins, and I tested some of them, and they're amazing. But because I am a WordPress developer, a WordPress website developer, I want you to know that I also learned you can save a lot of money. I want to build my website the best way, the best I can, and I want it to be able. I want all people to be able to view it. You know, at least as many as possible. I learned that WordPress website developer. As a WordPress website developer, I learned that the WordPress content management system, WordPress has an accessibility team to ensure that new and update code for the open source WordPress core conforms with web content accessibility guidelines at level AA. That's right in the middle. It really is impossible to do a triple A level compliance. So for WordPress open source content management system, they have a team that works for WordPress. They work with WordPress, and they make sure that WordPress, anybody building a website on WordPress, at least it's compliant to the level AA. And as a website developer, it is my responsibility to use the right typefaces that are typically ADA friendly. And I learned that too. And I made sure that my text font is one of these. I think I used Verdana and Helvetica. I used those two. So I did that, and it needs to be done. If you want to be if you're building a WordPress website and you want to build a successful business, and I'm going to do it to my other website too. I'm going to change all these blue links to black, exactly like I did here. Oh, and another thing to show you. I also learned that I'm just placing my cursor here and tapping. I'm going to use the tab on the keyboard. See? Now I'm using the arrow. Watch. Because there are many people out there, millions of them, that can't use a mouse. They rely on the keyboard. Where someone like me who's not handicapped, I use both. So that's just an example to show you. And then once it finishes with the sidebar, it goes toward the middle. The next link, if you see it. See that? And I haven't even tweaked those yet. It knows when there's an ad, bypasses some ads, or you see it click on some ad. Oh, see? This one clicks on an ad, but it's not opening it. Only way I can open that ad is if I clicked enter. So if I go all the way down As you can see, it's going all the way down. I want to speed this up. Again, everything's done by the keyboard. You want to make sure your website is ADA compliant. What else to show you? I know this is a long video, but there's a lot to take into consideration when you're building a solid quality website. And I feel much better that I did this. I changed the font, and I learned about other color schemes. There's so much information out there. What fonts do screen readers use? I looked that up. Best hyperlink color for disability screen readers. I changed it. Handicap disabled screen readers font. I went out of my way to learn this because it's very important. Now this, you should, if you really want to learn it, this was very handy. Check this URL out up here. And it gives you a checklist of level A beginner. I'm more of a level AA intermediate. And then when you get to here, this is more, you can't make a website, and I've read many articles, it can't be 100% AAA. That's advanced. I'll never fit into that category. Maybe huge corporations, government websites, stuff like that. State websites, to the public. I wish I had that open. There's so much information, guys. Keyboard testing. Oh my goodness. I learned a lot. That's for sure. I think I got them all. So I just wanted to show you what you can do. This guy, then I started testing my website about keyboard accessible, and then I learned, because it's part of WordPress team in the background, because I use WordPress, it was accessible because they put that into play. It's a level AA. It conforms WordPress core. The WordPress core that I use to build my websites conforms with Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. I hope you found this interesting. I want to build the best quality websites that I can. And if this is what I got to do it, I'm doing it to both websites. I got really lucky with this. This is black and white. That's the best visual. But I'm going to change all of these. I'm going to make sure, I'm going to change a lot on this website now. I have to. I don't have a choice if I want to stay ADA compliant. I hope you found it interesting, folks.